Welcome back to Let's Play Madden 98. Let's Play Madden 98, Week 12. We are the Dallas Cowboys. We are 10-1, and we are getting prepared to take on the Redskins, our most fierce rival in the NFC East. As you can see, the Cowboys are considered to be more talented. Once again, the main matchup challenge has to be the former offensive coordinator of Dallas. Norv Turner is the head coach of the Redskins, and he knows the Cowboys roster inside and out. So my plan is to play a conservative defense. Since I have a talent superiority, I should win by calling a conservative game plan. I'm statistically more likely to win just by playing it very close to convention. The only drawback to that is that the Redskins also know that I am statistically likely to win by playing conventional football, and so their best bet is to play unconventionally. But unconventional football can backfire. It could lead to stops in the backfield. We'll see if that transpires. Harper, the ex-Cowboy, scorching me. I'm trying really hard to not give up a first possession touchdown yet again. I don't like starting behind so consistently, especially against divisional foes. Why was number 92 on the ground? Someone pushed him from behind or something. Well, once again, I give up a touchdown on the first possession to my opponent. This time it's an away game, so they have kept their audience excited by their offensive performance early in the game. Now I'm already down by a score. I think their audience will be excited. I have no confidence in my running back. Still, that's not why I call this. I'm calling a Hail Mary on first down. It's just that usually defenses are not prepared for a play like a Hail Mary on first down to start the game. They were that time, doubling Michael Irvin. So I have an advantage now because they did not follow my wide receiver, so I had an extra blocker. Despite having an extra blocker, I only gained 3 yards. So this play, the way it should develop is I should end up with a handful of receivers in this area of the field. This guy on the far left is going to come across the left and then stop here. This guy right here is going to come up and then quickly curl back. They're my first 2 options. So B. If he had been covered, I would have waited a little bit longer for my second option from the left side to come up deeper on the play. They would have been deeper downfield for me to throw to later in the play if my B, the guy initially on the right, was covered. Time for my fullback run. Introduce my changeup early. Oh no. Is Daryl Johnson hurt? No, it's a Redskin player. You know, I'm going to stop calling them that. I'm going to call them Washington. I do think that name is racist, and I don't want to go on perpetuating their racist name. Sorry to see the Washington player hurt. So now I'm sending my wide receiver in motion. He's going from the right side of the field to the left side. He carried a defender with him, meaning there's fewer defenders on the right-hand side of the field. My quarterback got flagged for holding. That might happen never in the history of the NFL. I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback get called for holding, ever. Kind of fascinating to see it. And this guy's a lot faster than my normal running backs. I have these, ever since Emmitt Smith got hurt, I've had these like plotters, but I haven't had speed at the running back position. I really wish I had speed. I'm getting a lot of positive yardage because I can follow my amazing offensive linemen. But it's not, my running backs are not able to break the big play and make a lot of the effort worth it. Alright, a Hail Mary. It has all streaks down the field. From the 40-yard line, it's possible that my wide receivers can get a separation and get open downfield. Like I have so many times this year, another deep strike to Michael Irvin.
And it's good.
So when you watch televised football, when you score a touchdown and kick the extra point, we're talking about getting rid of the extra point. So that's a talking point that's worth, dissecting. But beyond that, after you score a touchdown and kick the extra point, they cut to commercial. And then they come back and have the kickoff. And then they cut to commercial again. And then the offense has the ball. It's often frustrating because you have these two commercial breaks split by only a 13-second play. But at the same time, you consider how there's a lot of players on both sides of the ball that play special teams, that it might actually keep the players healthier having breaks between special teams plays, because those are so physically exhausting. So one reason to bracket kickoffs with commercials before and after is to give the players an actual chance to get some rest. Wow. I set the record for, or I tied the record for punt return on a very fluky field goal cover. Now it's time, once again, go back to Gerald Johnson, who's enjoying some success running the ball. So since no defender travels with this tight end that I'm sending in motion, it's my slot receiver, I might as well put him in position to help block my running back, for my running back. Just short. Post corner. I'm actually looking to my rookie wide receiver, especially now that I realize the cornerback is not covering him and they're in a zone defense. Late in the play, I'm looking to Michael Irvin now. Didn't really help my guys on that play. Yet I feel really confident in my offensive line for a 1-yard pickup. I'm also pretty good at getting defenses offsides. I needed 1 yard, and he got 2. Somehow, you keep making it happen, Sherman Williams. Well, to tell you the truth, Sherman Williams has really struggled in the games against the better opponents, but against bad teams like the Redskins, he's been able to have some decent yardages. He's holding down the fort until Emmitt Smith gets back in time for the playoffs. He has a fractured upper arm. In real life, Emmitt Smith, I think, only missed a handful of games. Such a resilient, uncanny player. I don't know why Troy Aikman was running the ball that time, but I am glad he got a first down. They have a linebacker exactly where I'm running. Sometimes, though, that works against the defense because they get congested and crowded by my blockers. Not that time. That time, that dude was totally unblocked and right there to catch my running back. Let's see if I can get them in the same sort of alignment. This is the wide receiver screen, but I'm not throwing the screen. I almost never throw screens in video game football because in video game football you call far fewer plays than you call in an actual NFL game. An NFL offense will call 65 to 85 plays a game, and a video game offense will call something like 50, but there's still like somehow the same amount of fumbles and the same amount of mistakes per game, despite having far fewer snaps. So these plays that have a high chance for bad outcome are more likely to have bad outcomes in video game football. So counter plays become more dangerous. And definitely screens become more dangerous. I've gotten a lot better at my kickoff coverage, namely my control of number 24. And his ability to hit the kick returner downfield has gotten better. Although, again, I think it probably has to do with the talent of the team I'm playing. Wow, that was an unbelievable catch. Yet another signature Madden play. My team is just very vulnerable to deep passes despite having an elite secondary.
And it's good.
Yeah, that's the first field goal that's been made against me in I don't know how many games. San Francisco missed every field goal. Somehow. That actually, if San Francisco had instead made every field goal hypothetically and scored those 9 points, they would have beaten me by 2 points. You think they're going to cut their kicker? So I'm committed to running the belly wham. I run it all the time, and it's a big part of my football theory. So I run it even when I'm bad at it. Did you see how as soon as I got the ball to Sherman, their secondary rushed up? Of course, there was 6 seconds left. That was all it was going to do. Passing yardage, Cowboys 90, Redskins 98. 55 rushing yards for the Cowboys. That is a big commitment to the run, especially with such a poor substitute at running back. I keep slamming Williams. I feel bad for him. 3 completions for 89 yards. Gus Frerotte is the Redskins quarterback. 3 completions for 7 yards. I think it's Terry Allen of the Redskins. 3 attempts, 17 yards rushing. That's pretty good. I better key on him in the future. Sherman Williams, 8 attempts, 22 yards versus Johnson. 2 attempts, 18 yards. I gotta keep coming back to my fullback with Emmitt Smith out. Michael Irvin, 2 receptions, 72 yards. Alright, let's get back to the game. Well, statistically, Moose Johnson has been very productive running the ball with Emmitt Smith out. So I'm going back to him. Oh no! I was just talking him up. There has to be a word for this. Is it irony? Is it hubris? I don't think it was hubris. I think it was just sort of a Madden fluke. Drew me offsides. Although that was the player's mistake. I didn't send him. That was an easy first down. Mistake. I tempted fate, and I was wrong. Redskins take the lead.
And it's good.
This is not how I wanted this half to begin. They scored in 41 seconds. When my defense gives up yards, it gives it up in big chunks. You would think I'm playing Johnny football every time. You wouldn't think I'm Johnny football with the way my running backs can't move. He had Ben Molina. Among other speedsters at tailback, that helped open up space for him. But my tailbacks, even Herschel Walker's slow in this. It's ridiculous. Herschel Walker was fast, even in his 30s. Redskins are in a zone. I can tell because they don't react to my moving player. They stay where they are. That means they're defending their territory, but not the players. I had to throw that as hard as I could because a cornerback was in a position to make the interception. I had to put it where only my wide receiver could make the play. Am I really lined up? Alright, I'm grateful for that offsides. I didn't want to call a timeout. I was trying to make something happen. I want to keep my timeouts. I feel like they're going to be important. So I'm running cheat left. One of the tricks to cheat left is to control the blitzing back. Oh wow, oh no. That was a huge play for the Redskins. Whatever I was just talking about controlling the player, I clearly did not help him out. Uh-oh. Oh, he got back. That's good. It's that same two tight end formation that I find so difficult to defend in video game football. That formation, I swear it's better in video game football than it is in real life football. The symmetry never really pans out in real life. Not even the best combination of Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski in New England were that same symmetrical tight end formation like we just saw. So I'm saying the theoretical symmetrical two tight end formation, I'm calling it crock. It's just not how football works. So Aaron Hernandez, he wasn't really another tight end. He was really an F-back or an H-back. Like a different player than Gronkowski. Gronkowski's an inline blocking tight end. He's also a wide receiver. While Aaron Hernandez is an inline blocking tight end and a blocking fullback and a tailback option. He had 3 carries in a playoff game for New England once before all his criminal problems. So I'm saying that New England, when they had their two tight end duo, their two tight ends were radically different players. One was a running like player, more like a running back, and one player was more like a wide receiver. So like people cite New England as a team that really accomplished the two tight end offense, and I just want to express that the New England two tight end offense wasn't a symmetrical pairing of tight ends. They were asymmetrical. They complemented each other. One guy was more like a Wes Welker quick guy, and the other guy was more like a long speed deep guy. Complementary and different players. But the way that they line up two tight end offenses in Madden, and the way they've been described by the Dallas Cowboys as a symmetrical group of players, just can't happen, and it seems to undermine the team. It's undermining the team with all the draft picks they've had at tight end that haven't really done anything to help the team. Now once again, because Sherman Williams is so slow, I can't run counter plays, even though it's the second half. I'm like doing everything I can just to get 1 yards. Now it's third down. Alright, so their safeties in coverage. They don't have any safeties doing a zone. Oh, the pass was blocked. What to do? How much time is left? The fourth quarter. There's 5 minutes left. Alright, I'm going to try to get them offsides. That's my first goal. They do seem like they're in a shitty defense. And boy, it's easy to get them offside sometimes. That was the yardage I needed. Could not have come at a better time. I need to hike the ball. There's a hole where I'm running. Oh! I don't feel the pressure to run time off the clock like I often do because I am down. I run time off the clock when I'm up typically, although if I were to score a touchdown and kick an extra point, I would have a 1-point lead. So it's possible for me to manage this drive such that it ends with a touchdown and the Redskins have no time left. I gotta hike the ball. Once again, the Redskins are vacating the area I'm gonna attack. Hopefully this works for me. 5 yards works. It's kind of frustrating that I have to go to the goal line offenses to find running plays that attack between the center and guard. This is a long developing pass route. I'm going to need time for my wide receivers to run their routes. Did someone get hurt? Clay Shiver? My center. That's not good. I'm starting to run out of time. I feel like I need this conversion.
34.
That was a terrible time for a delay of game penalty. Alright, I punted the ball. I'm asking my defense to get the ball back. I don't want to give up easy first downs because I am offsides. So I'm not going to tempt fate by trying to hedge against their tight end. I am only going to hedge where they don't have an extra blocker. Who's hurt now? Oh, that player that's been chewing me up. To be honest, I'm happy he's not on the field. He's a real threat. I'm running the exchange blitz because I anticipate a pass. Although, to be honest, the Redskins should run. This is a down and distance to run it in and take it to the 2-minute.
Interception.
Dexter Coakley. No. Where's the flag? Who's the defense?
First down.
I think the Redskins were the defense after the interception. So I got the 15-yard penalty in my favor, moving me to the 27-yard line. From here, it's my ambition to run the ball and end the game on this drive. Also, I want to say thanks to my defense. I asked them to step up and they delivered. Of course, I have to score. So as much as I love running the ball and it's all pretty and dandy, I have to produce. That was not production. Alright, losing my illusion. Alright, Michael Irvin's going to run straight up and then to the left. He's going to cut to the left, hopefully breaking free. Thank you, Michael. Once again, Michael Irvin delivering in the clutch at the end of the game.
And it's good.
So there's rumors that they're going to eliminate the extra point from football, from the NFL. They're saying kickers everywhere will be really sad. I kind of like the extra point. I'm going to be real nostalgic for it if it goes away. The fact that they've made like 99.9% of all field goals since 2000 is kind of suggests that it's a redundant play that isn't needed and maybe risks injuring. It risks injuring players needlessly for a play that's considered really dull. Kickers almost always make it. I always remember missed extra points, but they rarely decide games. It's been a long time since a missed extra point actually decided a game. They're just so rare that you remember them. Or you remember seasons when your kicker was bad and you missed extra points more than once. Like right around now, 1999 or maybe 2000, Texas A&M went through a serious problem at kicker. They even opened it up to the campus and auditioned students who were enrolled at Texas A&M to be the kicker in the middle of the season. And that year we suffered a few missed extra points. It was very painful. So I think like it makes sense a bit to eliminate the extra points because in the pros they're so commonly made. At the same time, it's this tradition and ritual that I've grown fond and familiar with. My favorite formation. Alright, now I get to run the clock out and enjoy my lead. It's always sweet to get a 1-point victory. Those are considered the most morally devastating in football. As a Cowboys fan, I know all about that sort of moral devastation. Alright, that's the end of the game. I like to be out there when the clock runs out, so let's get in formation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah! So Dallas gets a season sweep on the Redskins, our longest and most storied rival, the Washington football team. I misspoke, shouldn't have called them by their racist name. It's good to see the Cowboys are back to dominating the time of possession, 13 minutes to the Redskins' 7 minutes. Our rushing yards are starting to creep back up. I had 83 rushing yards to the Redskins' 81, to the Washington 81. It wasn't a very strong offensive performance, but it was consistently producing touchdowns, while Washington had to kick field goals. They had to kick 2 field goals, and that really, if Washington had scored touchdowns instead of field goals, there's no way I could have come back and won that in the second half like I did. 5 of 10 for Troy Aikman for 106 yards. Gus Furrow was only 6 of 19 for 155. Sherman Williams, 18 attempts, 48 yards, 2.6 yards a carry. Moose Johnson, 2 attempts, 18 yards, 9 yards a carry. It's funny, Moose ends up with the same stats every game. It seems like he always has 2 attempts and 18 yards. And then Sherman Williams, he just can't get better than 3 yards a carry. Where Emmitt Smith was getting 6 and 5 yards a carry, Sherman Williams can't even get over 3. And Washington was not a strong franchise at this point in this video game system. Here we see Michael Irvin collecting most of my catches. He has 100 yards on 3 catches. 2 touchdowns. Tremendous game by Michael Irvin. You know, when I started this season, I really predicted that Emmitt Smith would be my season MVP. And by week 6, it was true. Emmitt Smith did almost all my offensive work. But Emmitt Smith got hurt, and ever since then, it's really been the Michael Irvin show. If it isn't Michael Irvin getting it done, nothing gets done. And not only that, if you go back to the first game of the season, Emmitt Smith carried the rock for 150 yards, but it was still Michael Irvin that caught 2 touchdowns that gave me the scores I needed to win. So even early in the season, Michael Irvin was catching touchdowns. And now with Emmitt Smith out, Michael Irvin is catching touchdowns. He's a touchdown catching machine. He's keeping my team in contention. And I just wanted to say, wow, I appreciate him very much. I thought Emmitt Smith would be my season MVP, but now it's clear that it's either Troy Aikman or Michael Irvin that have carried my team. Now it's week 13. I've only lost 1 game, and in 3 weeks, I get Emmitt Smith back. Alright, stay tuned for next week, week 13 of NFL action, when the Cowboys take on the Packers in Madden 98.